Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Latonya Pottain, better known for being featured on the reality TV show My 600-Pound Life, has died of natural causes in Louisiana. Latonya passed away on Saturday night in Shreveport, Louisiana. According to reports, the coroner said the preliminary autopsy revealed she died of congestive heart failure. Her brother said that the family got notice that she was having trouble breathing, and then a nurse contacted them and said she had to get into a hospital quickly, so she took an ambulance. She said she was feeling extremely uncomfortable, and on top of that, she didn't look well. The brother said he found out shortly after she went into cardiac arrest and died. Okay, fam. Tough love. In this country, there is a lot of resistance to calling people out who are obese. And it's really not about calling people out. It's about addressing the issue of obesity. The United States has the highest rate of obesity for children and adults. That is because these people will allow folks to put anything in our foods. And we do not stress exercise and good health and eating habits, good eating habits. That's not something that we stress here. We got a fast food on every single corner. Hell, 10 fast food joints on every corner that you go into in any major city in America. Everywhere you look, fast food. And all of this stuff has deadly chemicals in it and things that are just really unhealthy and not even fit for human consumption. But, we eat it anyway because we've been programmed, we've been conditioned. And it leads to obesity. I remember growing up, there was one fat kid in school. That'd be like one fat kid, two in the neighborhood. And now you see it all the time. It's very common to see a kid that's 4 years old, big as a house. Now, I'm not saying you go around and you disrespect people because they're overweight. I'm not saying that you rub it in. But I am saying that is not something you celebrate. In this country, we got these sayings that we use as defense mechanisms. Don't judge. To each his own. Big is beautiful. Big might be beautiful, but it's completely unhealthy and it will kill you. A lot of times you might see a big person who's successful. They got money. They got all the trappings of success. And it looks like they came up because they were big. Maybe they're a comedian. I know a comedian who died telling big jokes. He died of congestive heart failure because he was obese. I know a rapper who died of congestive heart failure because he was obese and he used his weight to, express himself. He oftentimes talked about his weight, right? Cute, but deadly and reckless. Because at the end of the day, people who are obese ain't really deep down inside happy with that weight. They want to get off it, but a lot of times they just decide that I'm going to use my weight to benefit me. I may as well use it. I'm not going to lose this weight, so I might as well use this weight, right? To get paid or to just get by in society, A lot of times people that's obese, they crack jokes about themselves. I've heard that, where people make jokes on themselves about their weight to kind of like deflect and keep other people from talking about them. Oftentimes, people who are overweight suffer in silence. On the outside, they're laughing, they appear to be jovial, but on the inside, they're suffering. It's really heartbreaking, fam, to see somebody that you love go through the weight challenge, right? One of my partners who died of congestive heart failure, about, I would say, a month before he died, I was in the studio with him. And I said, say, man, we gonna come to the track with me, man. And he was like, oh, Willie D, man, you be out there running like a deer, man. I can't keep up with you. And I said, it ain't how fast you do it, brother, as long as you do it. It ain't how fast you do it, as long as you do it. A lot of times, people, when they're big, they don't want to come out on the track because when they get out there, they're the only big person out there sometimes. And, they're embarrassed. What they don't understand is everybody started with one step. Just like people sometimes come to my channel and say, man, you got 1 million subscribers. Yeah, but I started with one, just like everybody else. You start with one subscriber, not 100, not 1,000, not 1 million, one. You start with one step in your weight loss journey. You start with one. Every single person who's ever done it started with one step. When I started back boxing, I hadn't been in the ring in 10 years. And I went out to Memorial Park in Houston with Reggie Johnson, former 3-time world champion, Reggie Johnson. Reggie was already in shape. I went out there, family, and I started running. I couldn't even run a good 100 yards before I had to slow down, and catch my breath, because those lungs wasn't opened up. Those muscles hadn't been, exercised in a while. So it was discouraging, but I already know it's a process. So when I went back out there the next day, I ran a little further. The next day, I ran a little further. And then about a week later, I was running the entire 3 miles nonstop. But that's how it is now. You may not get to it that fast because my body's kind of conditioned to be that way. But everybody got to go at their own pace. What we do a lot of times, we do too much comparison, man. We looking at what everybody else doing and all of that, when your journey is your journey, right? Comparison is the thief of joy. Latonya's doctor said she came to him multiple times during her weight loss journey, and each time she came to visit him, she weighed more than she did the previous time she visited. Yeah. He said he finally told her, I can't do nothing else for you. I can't help you. And that's the reality of life. You can't expect someone else to help you if you're not willing to help yourself. That don't even make sense. That's like asking somebody to invest in you and you won't even invest in you. And you got the money, you got the resources, but you won't do it. But you want somebody else to do it. And I know I'm making it sound easier than what it is. I know that weight loss is very difficult for some people. We all got different body types. So some people struggle with it. I'm talking about really struggle with losing that weight. It's not easy. But what choice do you have? R.I.P. Latonya Pottain. No more talk.